Okay, guys, I see maximum of you have joined, so we can get started. Can someone please confirm if my screen is visible? Can you hear me,
Yes,
guys?
sir.
Yes.
Okay, great. So let's get started then. Right, so we're done with VNet, subnet, their default nature, so VNet peering, uh, VNet peering across region, VNet peering across subscription. And I also told you that how does it work when you go beyond your subscription. Let's say that you have to connect with some other resource, some other Active Directory or some other company within Azure, or maybe that company is in on AWS, or it is your on-premises data center. To answer all of them, it's one thing, which is VPN. Now there are categories, there are many options in VPN. Will see that in tomorrow's session. Tomorrow we'll do the theory part first, and then the practical. Tomorrow's session will dedicate for VPN, right? So today, what we can do here is we can check the basic things, very basic things, which will come under networking, but those are not very heavy topic. So as we are already done with networking or VNet peering today, I don't want to start with VPN. Let's get started with basic networking topics. So I can click on this machine, go on the networking tab, and whatever we have left, when if you remember when I was teaching you guys compute section, I told you we are leaving this, we'll see this in networking, we'll see this in networking. So all those topics we are going to cover today. We can start with connect, very basic thing. Or let me quickly create another machine. I do not want to ruin this machine or network because I use that frequently. So let me quickly turn it off. And why do we turn it off? Because we don't want to pay anything extra for this, right? That is the reason we turn it off. And I click on machine. I'm creating a machine. What is Bastion, by the way? Anyone knows what is Bastion? Yes, guys. Anyone
Secure
knows
way to
Bastion?
connect with people.
It is the option to take remote.
Okay. What else? Yes, guys. What else? What do you mean by Bastion? By the way, I did not mean that in Azure. I was just asking a dictionary meaning, but still fine. Whatever your understanding is. What is Bastion? It's a biblical version or word. If anyone of you read Bible, you'll be able to tell me what is Bastion. Okay, let it be. If you guys don't know, that's okay. Completely fine. We'll just focus on Azure Bastion. In a way, Bastion, you can call it as a boundary. Just like the plain and basic simple definition. If I give you, it's sort of a boundary or a gate which can uh, secure your items or secure your people. Anything. It's kind of cover, or Hindi में बताओ तो कवच, right? That is your Bastion is. You if you just do a Google of Bastion and search for some images, you will understand what is Bastion. We'll start with that with Azure Practical and Azure definition of Bastion. First, let me quickly create one machine here. I will call it as jump server. Anyone knows what is a jump server?
No.
Is it
So
something like
from where we can
button?
take the RDP of next machine?
It's kind of a jump box where we connect to putty.
When we don't want our internal network to be exposed to public internet, so we create a jump server through which the traffic coming from the public internet goes to the jump server, and from the jump server it then connects to the internal network without exposing the internal network directly to our public network or the internet.
Simple, correct, guys. All answers are correct. However, the Virta has given the proper definition and an interview sort of answer. But what you guys were saying, that is also correct. Your understanding it's correct when it comes to jump server. Now, what is a jump server? Jump server is nothing where you can log in from publicly from your public IP using a public IP which is the network is free, and you're logging in there, uh, and using that machine, then you will connect to other resources in your network. It could be another machine. From that machine, you're going to another machine. That is one possibility. From that machine to you will go some other storage account. That is a possibility. From that machine, you can go anywhere, wherever you want within that network. Those all are possibilities. That is the reason we call it as a jump server. Let me open Paint while this machine is being created. So let's say now what we have discussed, now you guys will have to apply all the logics, okay, or all the learnings which we have been doing. This is my virtual network. These are my subnets. Okay, these are my subnets. And I have n number of machines here. Let's say each subnet has 10 machine. Each subnet has 10 machine, though 10 is very small number, but I'm just naming it as so you guys can understand. Subnet 1, it is subnet 2, subnet 3, subnet 4, subnet 5, 6. 60 machines we have. And here I'm creating a Bastion subnet. Just because I call it something doesn't mean इसका functionality change हो जाता है, right? Even if it is called Bastion subnet, it is a subnet. It has same functionality. Nothing has changed here, except for one thing, that we are not going to put our virtual machines here on this subnet. That is the only fact. That is the only fact you have to consider, that we are not putting any machine on Bastion subnet. I'm putting all my machines on subnet 1, subnet 2, 3, 4, 5, depending on the requirement, nature of the application, etc. Okay. Now my question is that here I have my users, or let's say another company or anything. I want them to connect to these machines, and there is no VPN connectivity. If VPN was there, it's fine. They would have connected directly. I hope by now you understand the VPN, VNet, etc. At least VPN की इतनी understanding होगी कि ये question समझ में आ जाए. There is no VPN connectivity. What is the method I can ask these users to connect to these machines? Whatever we have learned till now, based on that, what comes to your mind? How can these users can connect to machines which are there on these subnets? Yes, yes. How will you connect to these machines? Simple question. Based on whatever we have understood till now. I'm not talking about the future solution or anything. Based on whatever we have been doing till now, how will you connect to these machines? Let's say if I ask you to create multiple a virtual network, multiple subnets, and I'm asking you that I need connectivity to these machines. Here I'm talking about purely network connectivity. OS level पे access है नहीं है? Do you have the user ID, username, password? That is not in question. Let's say you have it, everything, it's there already. Yes. What is the method would you use to connect to these machines, guys?
So Soil, these machines will be having private IPs.
No, I'm asking you. I just want to get connected. It's up to you. You give me a solution based on whatever we have discussed till now. Not in today's session, overall I'm saying. जितना भी हमने देखा, how are you guys taking remote to your machine, guys?
Public IP.
Simple. So why is there confusion? I'm saying I need answer based on whatever we have learned till now. I'm not asking you guys to create some answer or understand latest technology or something which we have not covered. Simple answer is yes, public IP. I'll put public IP on these machines. I'll share the public IP with these users. They will connect, they'll take remote, and they'll do their work. That is one approach. How many machines? I said 10 machines. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 subnets. 60 machines, 60 public IP. I'm still fine. 60 public IP, maybe I'll pay. थोड़ा bill ज़्यादा आएगा, but I'm still fine. Doable है. Okay. But what am I putting at stake? I'm putting the security at the stake. If it is not about the money, and let's say now it is 60, tomorrow I will have 600 machines. Now, is it feasible to have 600 IPs, public IPs? I will keep on paying for public IPs unnecessarily. Plus, I'm exposing all those IPs to the internet network. A hacker will just require one piece of information and he's already in your network. If you're using public IP and it is such type of open network, he's already there in your network. So that is not feasible enough to use public IPs on all the machines. In fact, you guys have faced that, right? Because in your subscription, you guys have a quota of 4 public IPs or 3. Right? So if someone is practicing, others are not able to do their practice. Similarly, business will get impact that we have only 600 IPs and these guys have used all of them. We do not have any other IP to use. This will happen. To avoid that, what do you do? How do you work on that? So to avoid that, we do have an option called Bastion. First, let me put the definition and everything. I hope it is there in my OneNote. If not, I'll copy paste it here or I'll write it down. I think it was here. With pairing, we have I'm not sure if it is here or not, guys. If not there, don't worry. I will put it for you. Meanwhile, that machine is being created. I see one word Bastion. The second is here. Okay, then I do not have anything here on Bastion. Good, I checked. I'll put it something for you guys. But it's very simple. You can understand this by this session itself. But still, if you guys want an answer, a proper answer, or something, an answer like Vedha suggested, something like that, I'll put one answer here. And I'm gonna put this question on YouTube also, so you will by default you will have an answer. Okay. So Bastion, what is a Bastion here, guys? Bastion helps you to connect to this network, to public network, and using the server which are on this Bastion subnet. When I said we are not going to put servers on this subnet, I meant these servers जिससे आप काम करने वाले हो. Jump servers आप लोग definitely यहीं पर रखोगे. So what will you do? You will put a jump server here, somewhere here, on the Bastion subnet. This is your VNet. Let's say this is VNet 1. Under VNet, you have these many subnets. You will create one subnet named Bastion subnet. Now here, the name really matters. You cannot call it A subnet, B subnet. ऐसे करोगे आप तो Bastion आपका deploy ही नहीं होगा. Specifically उसका नाम होना चाहिए Bastion subnet. No spelling mistake, no spaces, no extra character, nothing. Unless you see a subnet named Bastion subnet, your Bastion resource will not get deployed. So there's a hard stop on this. There's a hard condition on this. So it has to be there as it is. We're going to see that on portal. So what will I do? I will create a machine on Bastion subnet. On that Bastion subnet, people will be able to connect to this machine.
So it will be without public IP address.
We'll see that. Though it is with public IP address, so without public nahi hoga wo. But I'll show it to you when we go to portal. I'll show it to you. Okay, so all these users are connecting here to this server or these servers which are there in Bastion subnet. Is it solving my problem? Do you think I don't have to do anything extra after this? I have already given whatever they wanted, or what do you think? इसके अलावा कुछ और करना है हम लोगों को connectivity point of view से I'm asking. I have helped a user, assisted a user to get into this network somehow. So do you think my job is finished here, or do you have to do something extra? The requirement was these users should have network access to these machines. By doing this, what do you think? These users, do they have access to these machines or not?
No, they have not.
No,
These are on the same
They will
network.
not have.
They can connect with private IP.
Why not?
we need to do VNet pairing between those subnets.
No, Elias, your understanding it's not clear. Either you missed the session last time, you did not watch the recording. Do we do VNet pairing between subnets? The
No.
name itself says VNet pairing. To do VNet pairing, we required 2 virtual networks. Sorry, someone was saying something? Was that? Was someone answering,
No, I
questioning?
was repeating that. No.
Okay, okay. Right. So VNet pairing itself is you required more than one VNet to do the peering. In this scenario, do we have multiple VNets?
No.
No,
We
we
have
don't have.
multiple subnets. Can subnets talk to each other by default?
Yes.
Yes.
Do you get
Yeah.
your answer then? Do you have to do
Yes.
anything? Then you don't have to do anything. You have already helped user, you have assisted user to get into this network. Once the user is logged in here, ये connectivity already है. User just have to open RDP and log in. Simple. Hence, I told you, you will have to apply your logics here. This thing you can do, or the another method is, this is very layman term, I'm explaining it to you. But another method is you just create a Bastion, and using Bastion, you can directly connect to machines also, let's say. So here I'm creating a machine, and I assigned public IP to this, which wasn't required actually. Now what am I saying कि इसी VNet में subnets में मैं multiple machines और बनाने वाला हूँ. Meanwhile, I'll start creating one more machine. And I'll keep that in same virtual network, a different subnet. But before that, what is the requirement, guys? What is the requirement here? Subnet level पे क्या requirement है मेरा? To create a Bastion.
To create a Bastion subnet.
Yes, there has to be one subnet which names as Bastion subnet. Now first let's see the machine which I have deployed, which network it is a part of. This machine, jump server, it's part of which virtual network? Jump server. Let's go ahead there and check. What is the address space? This is the address space. How many total IPs am I getting? These are the IPs.
65,000.
65,000.
Okay, let's go to subnet. How many out of that I'm using?
250.
250.
So do I have a scope to create one more subnet?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely we do have access to create a subnet, right? So the gateway, this subnet, Bastion subnet, we can create from here and then deploy the Bastion, or we can create a Bastion subnet while deploying Bastion. Did you guys understand this? To deploy a Bastion, I will require a Bastion subnet, right? A Bastion subnet I can create at the time of deployment of Bastion, or I can first create the Bastion subnet and then deploy Bastion, and while deploying Bastion, select this subnet. Did you guys understand?
Yes.
Yes.
What about others? Do you guys understand the statement? Yes, Anisa, Ganesh, Iram, Mustaqim, Nasneen.
No.
Anisa?
No, sir. Please repeat it.
Okay. So what I'm saying here, did you understand that what is the requirement of Bastion? I want to create a Bastion here. So what is the prerequisite to create a Bastion?
A Bastion subnet.
A Bastion subnet.
We require,
And-
yes.
Sorry? What was that, Madassar? Couldn't hear.
No, it was a Bastion subnet we need.
Yes, Bastion subnet, right. So Bastion subnet we required. We required a Bastion subnet in the same virtual network where other machines are. जिनसे आपको connectivity करवानी है, वहीं पर हमको एक Bastion subnet चाहिए. So I am saying that you can create this Bastion subnet before even you start deployment of Bastion. It is like another subnet, दूसरे subnet जैसा ही होता है. तो subnet आप कब बना सकते हो? At the time of creation, जब आप virtual network बना रहे हो तब, और बाद में भी आप subnets बना सकते हो. तो Bastion subnet भी कोई अलग नहीं है. You can create a Bastion subnet and leave it, and whenever you want to deploy the Bastion, you utilize that Bastion subnet. And the another method is you directly start utilizing, or you directly start deploying Bastion, and in that process it will automatically create a subnet named Bastion subnet, provided you have enough free IPs or range in your VNet. Is this clear now?
Yes.
Yes.
Anyone who still did not get it? Okay, so Bastion is a resource. Okay, there is a resource called Bastion. उस Bastion को बनाने के लिए हमको चाहिए एक Bastion subnet. So how do you guys want me to do? Do you want me to create a Bastion subnet here and then deploy Bastion on this, or you want me to show it, create a Bastion while creating it, while creating Bastion?
While creating Bastion.
While creating Bastion, yes.
While creating Bastion.
Fine. But though I'll quickly show it to you. I won't create it, but let's say that if I wanted to create a Bastion subnet here, what name should I give?
Bastion
subnet.
subnet.
Yes, it has to be Bastion subnet. I cannot name it anything and then call it Bastion subnet. That's not gonna work. It will not work at all. Okay, there is no way you can select here and check and make it as a Bastion subnet or something. By naming it, you make it a Bastion subnet. If you name it Bastion subnet, it will act as a Bastion subnet. Other subnets are fine, but you want to see it while creating. So let me go ahead and create a Bastion. Bastion is again very costly resource, guys. The moment you're done practicing, delete it immediately. Don't even wait for me to go ahead and check. Create it, log in, take remote of other machine, delete it. Simple. So you have to search for Bastion here. I searched for Bastion. Do I have any Bastion here in my subscription as of now? No.
No.
I clicked on create. I'll select the subscription. Resource group doesn't matter which resource group I'm talking about, but let's say I have already created with this name, so I'll go ahead and do it here. I am looking for a Bastion subnet name. Sorry, a Bastion name. Here you can give any name. Test Bastion. The name issue, it's only with the subnet. Subnet has to be properly named. Which region should I take, or can I take any region? What do you think? Look at this example and tell me, should I take some region? Should I consider some region, or I can take any region? What do you think?
East US.
And you
The
can take
region
any
where
region.
the VNet we want to connect.
Exactly. East US was incorrect answer, unless we have our that VNet already in East US. But if that was understanding, it's good. Otherwise, never answer like this. Yes, wherever our VNet is residing, which VNet? The one which we want to get connected to. That one. And actually, that East US is incorrect answer. If I create it in East US, I will never see this machine, and I will never see this machine to get connected. I'm never going to see that. So what I have to do is I have to create a Bastion. Where do I have to create a Bastion? It should be in South Central. Now the tier, is it going to be standard or basic? Basic is free. It doesn't charge you anything. However, how many machines can you connect to from Bastion in basic?
Two.
Too much.
Two.
Machine.
Yes, which is not really helpful. So people will go with standard. How many machines can you connect in standard? 50.
50.
Okay. Then you select your virtual network. Where do you want to use this Bastion? Now look at this. What is my virtual network?
Jump server.
Jump server.
Why can't I
Linux.
see it here?
Because the region is East US.
What
Right.
is East
Region.
US?
Because of the region.
Yes, guys,
Region
Because of
please
the
answer
region,
is
right.
East US. And
Because your virtual network is in a different region and you're creating you're deploying your resource in a different region. So let's go ahead and check which region, because we want it here, right? So it's
South Central.
South Central.
South Central.
So I'll look for South Central. I think this is it. South Central US. I'm not sure if that is a different one, but yeah, that's it. South Central US. And can you see? It is appearing here. What does it say? To associate a virtual network with a Bastion, it must contain a subnet with name Azure Bastion subnet, and the prefix at least should be 26. Now you know the CIDR block, right? So even if you create a Bastion subnet, however the prefix or the CIDR block it's slash it's not slash 26, then it is not going to work. Is it clear?
Yes.
Then look at this. This is what I was talking about, guys. Subnet. If I had a subnet, a Bastion subnet, I would see that here, and I can click on this and I can select that subnet. Got stuck. Okay. Got it? So you would have selected here if you had already, but as of now we don't have, so let's manage and configure subnet. Again, it is taking me back to the same screen. Click on subnet. What does it say? It should have 26 at least, right? 26 at least it should have, and it should have Azure Bastion subnet. That should be the name. So the first thing first, Azure Bastion subnet. These many IPs I'm assigning. It is obvious that if you're creating a subnet, you will assign IPs. NAT gateway don't have to deal with nothing here. Okay, we don't have to do anything here. Just create the subnet. That's it. Now look at this. We have a Bastion subnet, Azure Bastion subnet, and a default subnet. Okay, sorry, it's getting stuck. So I'm just waiting for my cursor to be. Okay, it's moving now. Okay, can you guys see my screen or is it frozen? Can you see the cursor moving?
visible.
It's
Yeah.
moving,
Yes,
right?
yes.
Okay,
It's
okay,
moving.
great. Fine. So did you understand, guys? Azure Bastion subnet, we have to have one here. Now again, I can go back to Bastion and start creating. I can search Bastion from here. This is one method I can do that and start creating Bastion. Or I'll go to that machine just by remote lena and I'll starting creating Bastion. Both things I can do. As of now, we are learning from here. We were already here. Okay, I'm keeping it standard. I got the role already. I'm in the subnet already. Public IP address. Okay. This is creating a public IP address, but it is not assigning a public IP address to your machine. So you just create it. It is being created, guys. And Bastion again takes time. It takes 10 to 15 minutes. We only have 9 minutes. I hope it works before that, so I'll be able to show it to you. But this is how you create Bastion. Once the Bastion is created, sorry. Once the Bastion is created, you'll be able to log into Bastion. Just give me 2 minutes, guys, while this is being deployed.
Hello.
Yes.
Yeah, so it will be the so we are going to connect with the Bastion subnet with the public IP address, and by default it will get connected with the subnet to having the private IP address, right?
Right. Right. One machine we will keep as a jump server. In this case, I have created and I named it as jump server. Once this Bastion is ready, I'll connect to that machine using this Bastion, and I'll be logged into that machine. And from that machine, I can connect to other machines using private IP. This machine will have public IP and private IP both. Though public IP was also not required in this one, I put it by mistake. You're connecting to this machine using Bastion. It is a service. Directly you're logged in on Bastion. या browser पे ही आपकी machine खुल जाएगी. And the moment you are logged into this machine has a private IP. And so you can open RDP on this one, and you can use the private IPs of other machines to take RDP. Simple thing. So once you're here, you can connect to all of these machines as far as you have OS level clearance. Is it clear, guys, what the Bastion is? Yes, guys. Yes, no, maybe. Any doubts, any questions?
Yes.
Yes.
Hello?
Yes, tell me.
सर फिर बैशन बनाए तो जंप सर्वर क्यों बना रहे सर अपन?
Bastion के थ्रू आप एक सर्वर पे ये कर रहे हो, लॉगिन कर रहे हो. Through Bastion, you are connecting to one server. And understand, Bastion it's taking one public IP. If you start creating Bastion for every server, it's a better होगा कि आप सबको public IP ही दे दो directly. So you create a Bastion. Bastion के through you connect to one server. Because Bastion पे directly कुछ नहीं कर पाओगे. Bastion के through आप server connect कर सकते हो. Bastion कोई ऐसा resource नहीं है जो Bastion पे जाकर आप कुछ करोगे. Bastion के through आप किसी ना किसी server से ही connect कर सकते हो. So you can connect to all of these machines using Bastion. हर एक पे आपको एक एक Bastion लगाना पड़ेगा. Right? Or maybe one Bastion can handle 5 machines. That is also okay. But it's better way that we have a Bastion here. Bastion के through एक machine को connect करो, and this machine is already connected by default. ये सारे subnets एक दूसरे से connected है. Got it? Bastion कोई ऐसा resource नहीं है जहां से directly आप remote ले सकते हो. Bastion कोई ऐसा चीज नहीं जिस पे आप login कर सकते हो. Bastion के through you can log in to your machine. So you can have multiple machines also, but it's always better that you log into one machine using Bastion, और उसका common password वगैरह रख सकते हो, so everyone can join to that Bastion server. और Bastion से पे आने के बाद अपने अपने private servers पे login करें RDP से, जिसका password ID सिर्फ आपके पास होगा. Is it clear, guys? Yes, guys. Any doubt? Yes,
Yes,
no,
sir.
maybe. Satish, is it clear? Do you still have something in your mind?
Sir, I have to watch this video once again. Then I will be means I am not concept clear still now. That's
Better than watching the video. What else? Watch the video also, no doubt. I'll assign a homework today. Perform that, and your concept will be clear for sure. Create 2 virtual machines. Create 1 virtual network. Create 3 subnets. Each subnet will have 1 machine. This one will have 1 machine. This one will have 1 machine, and leave the Bastion subnet. And then create these machines without public IP, and then see how would you remote to those machines. You will not be able to remote. We are not talking about VPN as of now. ठीक है, VPN नहीं करना है मुझको. इतना बड़ा requirement नहीं है कि मैं पूरा VPN का task करूं. Then you will understand the Bastion concept. Just create a Bastion subnet, एक jump server, और यहाँ से you can take remote to this. यहाँ से you can take remote to this. So normally, while for creating 3 machines, you are consuming 3 public IPs. Here you are consuming only 1 public IP. Okay, it is still being created. Let me see if I can show you some pictures of Bastion connectivity. Don't worry if it is not working. Tomorrow, before we start the class, I will 15 minutes before I will start the Bastion configuration, and by the time you guys join, we will have a Bastion ready, and I will show it to you how do you log in and किस तरह से दिखता है Bastion से login करने के बाद. So see, this is how it looks. This is the diagram that the traffic which is coming from outside, it should not directly go to my virtual machines. It should come on Bastion और Bastion के through वो यहाँ से जाती है traffic. This is what the diagram is. I'm looking for the original picture.
Sir, can I ask?
Yes, yes, please.
Sir, you are asking like a load balancer is doing like that, you are saying?
Yeah, definitely. Load balancer is one of the things which will block your public IP. But in this case, it is not load balancing. Load balancer type का कुछ भी नहीं कर रहा है.
Concepts are same, right?
Yes,
Like,
load balancer उस एक feature के अलावा और बहुत कुछ करता है. Load balancer will send the traffic automatically. Here you just have to come manually, take remote manually, copy data manually, सब कुछ manually करना है आपको. एक path बनाकर दे दिया गया है. Load balancer is way beyond this and costly भी बहुत है. That is a different thing. But yes, if you are relating those two features from load balancer and Bastion, so yes, you are correct. वहां पर भी हम जो है public IP directly load balancer पे लगाते हैं and backend में हमारे private machines चलते रहते हैं.
okay.
बट लोड बैलेंसर को पता होता है कि आपके बैकएंड में कितने मशीन से कितनी चल रही है, कितने बंद हो गई है, वो सब पता होता है लोड बैलेंसर को. Here Bastion is not doing anything. ये मशीन अगर बंद है, still you can log into Bastion and you can try RDP. तब एरर देगा आपको that RDP is not working, maybe your machine is. ये मशीन डिलीट भी हो जाए ना, still you can log into Bastion and give it a try. Bastion को पता ही नहीं चलेगा पीछे मशीन है या नहीं है. It is just giving you the path that come here and do your own job then. लोड बैलेंसर इज वे स्मार्टर देन लोड बैलेंसर. जैसे ये मशीन बंद हो जाएगा, लोड बैलेंसर को पता होगा. लोड बैलेंसर आपका ट्रैफिक अपने आप डिस्ट्रीब्यूट करता है, राइट. लोड बैलेंसर इज अ डिफरेंट थिंग. बट यस, फ्रॉम द पब्लिक आईपी पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू इट्स द सेम थिंग कि ये डायरेक्टली एक्सपोज नहीं हो गया आपके सारे मशीन्स. क्लियर गाइस?
Yes,
It
sir.
is ready, but we only have 1 minute. I'm not sure if it's gonna work. So look at this. You guys come here. यहाँ पे आपको दिखते हैं कितने सेशंस वगैरह आपके चल रहे हैं. Now I already have it, so let me go to machine, but we have only 30 seconds left. I don't think so I'll be able to show it. Don't worry, I'll do it tomorrow. Tomorrow I'll create it again and we'll start with this one. So I go to this machine and here I want to connect using Bastion, not the public IP, but Bastion. So I'll go to Bastion. In this case it is already prepared. तो यहाँ पर दिख रहा है same आपका user ID, password वगैरह आप यहाँ पर डालोगे जो मशीन पे डालते थे, and then you will be able to connect. It's too fast today, don't worry, we'll do it tomorrow again. We'll start it from here, but I think you got it. This is how यहाँ पर मशीन देखेगी आपको यहाँ से, then you start taking RDP to other machines.